Yeah, Sunday, Hey, I'm back in my bag, I know they missing me. Ay, you know I go hard until they finish me. Ay, I wake up and grind, they try to limit me. Highway to heaven, you know we run high intensity. That's right. I'm back in my bag, I know they missing me. Ay, you know I go hard until they finish me. Ay, I wake up and grind, they try to limit me. Highway to heaven, you know we run high intensity. Sundays with Justin, Mondays we hustling, Tuesdays still training, by Wednesday it's draining, shot wet like it's raining. It's not though, try to knock me off my pivot, I'm straight to the block though. I can't do no pump fake, still watch out for the block though. I'm not your average player, I'm all-star status. Give all y'all answers, not no ball hog, bastard jump shot, look synthetic, but it's all natural. Body full of ice like I got back from.
What's up, y'all? It's Coach Justin. We're here again at the Sit Down Podcast. We have a very, very special guest, my dog, the one and only, Allie Cocaine. How's it going?
What it is? What's up, Justin?
Welcome back, man.
What's up?
Chilling. How are you?
I'm chilling, man. I'm excited.
How is everything?
Everything is everything. I'm in the fourth quarter,
That's
going into 23, swinging,
I can
knocking
imagine.
hoes down.
I can imagine. I wouldn't expect nothing less from you.
Appreciate that.
Before we jump into this, man, first of all, another repeat guest. The second, my two repeat guests been female.
Could be special.
That's dope. But yeah, I like to do a mental check-in. So how's everything? How's life? I mean, the state of the world right now is all fucked up. So hopefully everything is going good. So how are you?
You know, I'm doing better.
That's
I had my little moment where I was like down in the dumps.
I saw some of your
think
tweets.
with, like the retrograde and stuff, I think it was fucking me up. Just a little bit of life, just pressure.
You believe in that shit?
Mm-hmm. Sure do.
No
the
comment.
I'm sick of him. He always on the opposing side. Like, I thought we was friends and he just turned it
I love to go back
You know
and
what I'm
forth.
saying? But
Healthy.
I think it's just like there is just a lot of energy in the world,
For
right?
sure.
Even if that's not what you believe in. I just think it's just like right now we don't really have like, ain't no morals, ain't no principles, ain't no integrity. So everybody is like, 80% of the world is just flaw. So it's just like a lot of shit that's going on. And when you a person that has all of that and you have to pretty much deal with those type of people, that shit is draining. It's draining. And then, you know, like with social media and stuff, you kind of just have to keep up with it because it's your livelihood in some capacity. If you're an entrepreneur, it's just like, that shit is like your bread and butter. Like, you know what I'm saying? And then it's just like when you're not working and you trying to take care of yourself, if you're a workaholic or you kind of like me, my trauma, I suppress it and I put it into my work. So if I'm not working, I'm not happy. If I'm not at the gym, I'm not happy. You get what I'm saying? So I went through like a little period, but I'm back.
That's what's up.
I think I'm cool. How you feeling?
I'm good, but before we get into that, I want to ask you something. How talk about how tough it is to be in your field, right? And try to stay morally sound, because obviously I'm in the entertainment industry as well.
Right.
And it's easy for me to come in here and do clickbaitish type shit and my podcast will blow up. But
Right.
I kind of prefer to do it the slow, organic grind way.
Yeah,
so talk about how, like, obviously you make I know me knowing you personally, but you make a conscious effort to stay grounded, you know, stay true to your
Right.
true self. So it's like, talk about how difficult that is, especially when you're seeing these people just blow up over bullshit daily and stuff like that.
I mean, I feel like it's always going to be tempting, right? Because it's like when you're looking at it from a marketing standpoint, you just like, nigga, that would be golden.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I think it's like when you stand for something, you got to stand on that. Because at the end of the day, like right now, we're making digital footprints and none of that shit goes anywhere. Like that shit is in the dark web somewhere, or it's somebody that got those receipts of certain shit. And it's just like, you might say one thing today, say another thing tomorrow. They're gonna like, didn't you just say?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think as long as you stay true to yourself, it's like, that's what's most important. It's like, you feel me? If you want to do it that fast way, I guess that's up to you. But you got to know the game that you playing. Because at the end of the day, all this shit is chess. You got to know what game you playing. And I don't feel like I could really just like sacrifice my persona for something that could be temporary. You get what I'm saying? Because it's just like, all right, boom. You get all this shit overnight, whatever. Then the whole internet shut down. Just imagine.
And what?
Now, what are you going to stand on? You get what I'm saying? Like, you done created this totally different persona, or you done did some shit that you regret, and you still got to live with that in the real world.
Right.
You feel me? So I feel like for me, like, I just got to stay true to myself. You feel me? Stay true to who I am. Because at the end of the day, like, that internet shit is real life because it's really affecting your life, but it's not real life. You feel what I'm saying? You still have to live your life.
Right.
So I'm cool. They can have
You're
it.
dropping gems early.
Yeah,
I love
man.
it. So again, I promise I'm gonna tell you how I'm doing as well. But how when you get into these low moments, right? And we'll just call them low moments for now. Does that kind of fuck with your creative process at all?
Yeah, it do. Because it's like, me, I don't really have that much of a creative process. You know, like, music became my outlet when I was dealing with, like, postpartum depression and stuff like that, but I'm not passionate about it. So the thing that, I wouldn't even say I'm passionate about the gym, but that's more of an outlet for me is the gym, because it's more of an outlet.
Like working out?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's dope.
Yeah, it's more of an outlet because you feel like, you know, because at the end of the day, you're eating well, you have a whole routine. Like, you know, it's like the lifestyle that comes with working out, not just the gym. You get what I'm saying? So that's what I be needing. But when you down in the dump, you're not motivated to go to the gym. So now it's just like you kind of like double depressed. You know what I mean? I don't got the energy to go to the gym that gives me energy, or to work out, or to eat right. It's like you're barely eating, your nerves are bad, you got anxiety, just, you know, all of that stuff. And then it's like, for me, with music, you would think that would be my outlet, but it's like, that's my job. You know, I came in doing music as a job. You know, I came in monetizing my craft, so I never had to go through like the super grind stage, going broke over music, and I never did that.
Right.
Pushing tickets, I never did that.
Right.
You know, I came in booked, I came in doing features and stuff. So for me, it's just like, that's always been like a job. So it feels like, God damn, I gotta go back to work. You know what I'm saying? So now, looking at it a little differently and saying like 2023 is gonna be my year to see what music can do if I do it consistently. Because 16 and 17, I was really consistent, and those were like my best years.
Right.
And then it became like, it's cute, y'all can have it. You know what I mean? I just kind of, like I said before in like previous podcasts, I kind of just kept building my brand, building my name. I never really kept doing a lot of music. So I just want to see like how I can elevate my platform if I continue to actually do the music.
So how do you stop the music but continue to build the brand? Like,
just different avenues. You know what I'm saying? Like promotion, influencing, networking, throwing events, being around, you know, building relationships, and, you know, just here and there, you know what I mean, and just getting in those rooms, being around certain people. You know, I built hella relationships.
Right.
So it's like you always hear my name just in something. I'm always a part of something, whether it's something branding, whether it's something with networking, whether it is like features. You know, I do a lot of features, which is ironic. Like, a lot of people still reach out, to me for features, but I don't really do a lot of music. So I just want to see what I can do with my platform by doing music, and just to kind of build that.
that's what's up, man. That was a great intro. I didn't expect it to be that long, but I feel like you dropped so many little gems early on, man. And so I had some questions. But yeah, I've been doing well, man. Just working, man. Working like crazy. I got a lot of shit going on. I'm getting ready to launch my nonprofit in January.
Whoop, whoop. Let's see it.
I was going for November, but I figured, you know, let's get through the holidays and start the new year off right. So I got some big goals for 2023, man.
That's what's up.
I got some big goals.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
I'm
excited.
That's dope. What made you want to start a nonprofit?
So when I started my podcast, I was actually renting out a studio out in Livermore.
Okay.
And I was paying the guy a substantial amount of money per episode. And it was worth it, I mean, because I looked at it as an investment.
Right.
But I just always thought, like, okay, I want to do this for myself one day. Like, how do I? So I started asking them little questions and shit like that. And then once I got my first studio, my first dream of I want my own studio. But I want a studio to where it's a one-stop shop for all creatives. So it's not just a recording studio or just a podcast studio or a photo shoot studio, but we'll have a room for, you know, pressing up merch if you need that. We'll have a room for, you know, brand consulting if you need that. We'll have a room for, like, it's just somewhere for all creatives in Oakland to go.
Yeah.
And the reason I wanted to do that is because, and I'm saying that a lot right now, but the reason I wanted to do that because when I wanted to start my first podcast, it was like 2014. But
wow.
I swear to God, I was calling around, and Lisa can tell you this because it was kind of, she's the one who kind of pushed me into that.
That's
right?
dope.
So it was like, I'm calling around the studios like, hey, can I do a podcast? They didn't even know what they were. Or we don't do that. They're hanging up in my face. Like, I had so now I'm just like, fuck, I don't know what I'm going to do. And then around 2017, I would say, 18 maybe, I was like, I want to try again. Fuck it.
Yeah.
So at this time, I'm living back in the Bay because at first I was in LA. So now I'm back in Oakland, and I'm like, I want to do the traditional like panel podcast where we talk about hip hop, everything I'm interested in, sports.
Right.
So I was like, okay, I hit Mill. Mill was gonna be on my first podcast. You know Morgan, her Instagram is It's Mo. She used to work at Halftime.
Yeah.
Her,
Okay.
she was gonna be on it. Me and her real close. And then one of my friends, his name is Ray. He's like
Okay.
he's really like my cousin, but through marriage. So anyway, it was gonna be us four. We were meeting. We was having meetings. We was doing everything, but then Mill became the DJ. Mo got a boyfriend, and then it was just me and Ray.
Oh, damn. down. But it's funny how shit changes like that with just circumstances.
Like that's why I said me and Mo, we talk all the time, and
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
like super proud. And me and Mill, we actually have a show that we're about to do together.
Dope.
A lot of people don't know, but that's
Because I'm exclusive.
right.
I heard
that's
that here
crazy.
kind of
You
first.
just got me blurting out all my business. But yeah, so that's kind of what made me want to do the studio and just all of this type of shit. It's just I wanted to be able to be that resource that I didn't have when I started.
Absolutely.
And that's why like I'm doing the podcast seminar where I'm teaching it at Juvenile Hall.
Yeah,
there.
that's major. Do we
Yeah.
got a clap button? Don't we got
Yeah,
an applause button? Can we get an applause button for Justin? Big shit popping, okay?
Now, that's
come
my
on,
first
come on,
round of
clap it up,
applause.
clap it up. That came from me.
Right. But yeah, man, that's it, man. Just trying to put it all together. That's
Yeah,
it, man.
sound like you putting it together. You ain't trying. You in the
working
process.
hard,
You
man.
working, man.
I'm
That's
working
dope.
hard.
And I definitely think as far as like the juvenile hall and stuff like that. How did that come about?
I actually got a call by somebody who watched my podcast. He's like an uncle to me. And he just
Okay.
randomly called me like, "Hey, you wanna teach the kids about podcasting?" And I'm like, "Hell yeah!" Like I do it
not?
anyway.
Yeah,
People
yeah.
call me all the time like, "I want to start a podcast. What do I do?" Blah blah blah. So I'm like, yeah. So I went to Lisa, who's a teacher, and I'm like, man, I'm about to do this class. It's gonna be a 6-week seminar, 1 hour. I need your help. We'll split the bread. Let's do
What
it.
we gonna do? Yeah.
And shit, we got through that shit, and them kids loved it. Like they were
That's
literally
so
asking us, like,
dope.
because so we're at Camp Sweeney, so they get to leave
okay.
and shit. So it was only like 7 or 8 kids. So they have jobs, so they want to come work here, but it's like a long process to get it like sanctioned and all that.
Yeah.
But eventually, I mean, because Alameda County continued us, so now it's going to be a reoccurring 6-week program. So
I heard the
we're
fuck
starting
out
the
of
we're starting the
that.
next session in a couple weeks.
That's
I'm
exciting.
I'm excited.
That
man.
is
It's
exciting
dope.
because I feel like it's like that's what is it called, like reaping the benefits of your labor or like the fruits
and
of
then
your labor.
and then the podcast industry is growing tremendously, and there's so many different jobs, and
Yeah.
that's how we teach the class. It's like it's centered around podcasting, but it's the jobs that come along with it.
Yeah.
So you can be an audio specialist, you can be a lighting specialist, you can be behind the cameras, you can edit, and then with those jobs comes more opportunity. Like you
Yeah.
might, like me, I didn't plan on making commercials and directing shit like that, but podcasting,
But it gets
learning
bigger.
cameras. It opened up that lane for me. So now I have
Yeah.
my own video production company and all of those little small things that I do that are growing into just different streams of
Yeah.
income. You see what I'm saying?
And I think it's dope when you're able to like break it down because you're learning as you're growing. You know what I mean? Like as you grow, you're learning, or however you want to
Right.
kind of word that. But I think that's dope, and just to show them because it's like I'm not just a podcaster.
Right.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It make you feel like, damn, like I really got a lot of hats, and I think that's very teachable.
And
you
then
know?
podcasting is such a storytelling. It's like the root of storytelling.
Yeah.
And I'm the type of person that I pull inspiration from anywhere and anybody. So just hearing stories and just hearing what people went through, with how they got through it, where their mindset was in that moment when they're dealing with adversity and shit, it's just like, okay, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And you're like a pivotal person when it comes
Yeah.
to everyone's careers,
Exactly.
though. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So it's just like, let's say a mentor, for instance, or a coach or something like that. That's how you start. You sell your story.
Exactly.
So to have somebody that can record that or, capture that moment or, those testimonies, like at the end of the day, like regardless of why somebody's listening, whether they need it for inspiration or to say, okay, I can do this, or, you know what I'm saying, whatever reason they're listening to it for, even if they just want to be in your business, everybody wants to know your story or your testimony or like, you know what I'm saying, that story of seeing somebody overcome. So I think, just media production, podcasting, it's not only it's therapeutic, you know what I'm saying, it's very therapeutic, whether it's like you're a person on the podcast or listening to the podcast,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because as a listener, you could be cooking, cleaning, whatever, getting inspired. I listen to a lot of podcasts, to get through my day, but also for inspiration. And for the person who's speaking to get that out is therapeutic.
Would you ever do your own?
I
keep trying to get you to do a fucking podcast.
I actually want to. I started with Cocaine Chronicles when I was doing it on Instagram, but I have a very hard time staying consistent with things. Like I'm consistently always working, but I don't think I've ever been like truly committed to anything, right? So like I'll do something to try it, then I'll be done with it. And I don't really know why it's like that. I think it's just like, oh, I could do it. And then it's just like, okay, I'm done.
It just means you're multifaceted. That's it.
Yeah, and I think it's like pros and cons because sometimes it's like, okay, sit down and scale it. If you do it in, I guess, like in sections or, segments or kind of like episodes. You know what I mean? And I think I see bright lights and I get like fascinated with stuff, right? So I'll like for music, for instance, I got really obsessed with like the business, and that's what I applied, and I appreciate it because I learned so much about the music business. You know what I'm saying? So it's just I get obsessed with it, you know. So I would listen to a lot of podcasts and stuff like that, and I was like, you know, I would get on Instagram and just talk, and a lot of people would share it. You know, they were doing really well. Then I wanted to do the Cocaine Chronicles, and I just kind of just stopped. So I think I actually am gonna do one. It's gonna be called "What's Poppin' Y'all," because that's like my intro. I always say that, like, "What's poppin' y'all?" Like that's my intro. So I guess I just have to kind of wait for 23 and see what it is that I'm gonna be talking about. Because I think people think that podcasting is easy, and it's not. Because I think you have to be intriguing. Your guests have to be somebody of substance. They kind of gotta meet your brand. I think people think you just get in front of a camera. But it can get tacky real fast, and it could get pointless real fast.
And hard to watch.
And very cringy. You know what I mean? Like, I'll listen to some podcasts, and I'll just be like, I don't want to listen to that shit. It's not even entertaining. So I think when I do it, I just want to do it right. You know, one day, someday.
No, I think I could see you. I told you this last time we sat down, and I think you will be great just because you speak so well.
Thank you.
And you're really good at. I feel like you're better at articulating than me, to be honest with you.
Really?
And yeah, for sure. And I don't know if you got a lot of
I think
practice.
you more laid back.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
just what it is.
Yeah.
I think you speak very well, but I think you just laid back.
But see, for me, it's like I'm such a word, like I love words and I pay attention to words so much that it's
me
like
too.
I'm like as I'm talking, I'm trying to make sure I'm saying words that I'm real particular with my vocabulary. Let's say that.
Facts.
Like I try to weed out certain words. I try to incorporate new words. I try to learn new words. You know what I mean? I just try to expand my voc. That's why pushing my pen is my hoodie. Because
That's
it's
important.
Like, yeah.
I think that's very important. And I think people don't utilize the resources that they have.
Exactly.
Like, I don't know if people know, because I'm a nerd. I really like words. Like, I used to read, like, the encyclopedia, the dictionary and stuff. Like, those are the books that I wanted, right? So, like, if you highlight a word and you, like, right tap it on your phone, you can look it up.
Oh, yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I do that.
Yeah, me too.
So,
That's
my
fair.
friend, she had posted something like a comedian, but it was spelled, I probably have it wrong. I don't remember how it was spelled, but it was like comedian, but with 2 N's and an E. But that is a female comedian. I did not know that. So I was like,
neither.
I know my bitch can spell. But I did double check it.
Right.
And I was like, oh, learned a
didn't know
new
that
word.
either.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I do shit like that. So I think it is important, you know, for people to, like, articulate, enunciate. And by all means, be you.
Right.
But I think it's just like you kind of have that.
But that is being you, because I enjoy that.
Yeah,
I learned a new word this morning. I don't even remember what it is because I haven't looked it up, but I wrote it down because I asked the person who said it how to spell it.
See, and I fuck with shit like that.
Yeah, I do that all the
because
time.
you just expound, like, you know, your vocabulary, like you said, and I think that's me. Like, I pay attention to how people speak, what they say, and just substance. Because I can listen to somebody who isn't, you know, I don't want to say uneducated, but who doesn't articulate as well and still function with you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's just like I pay attention to, like, the way people speak, how they, you know, shit like that for sure.
No, that makes sense.
Are you going to give us like a behind the scenes as far as like the course at the Juvenile Hall? Is this going to be like a course that you're going to make available for people to purchase, or?
We've been. I'm so for the youth. That's kind of been my focal point.
Okay.
So we're actually in the process of trying to get into the school districts.
Y'all in the process of getting it in the school district. I want you to
Yeah,
see
you're right,
everything
you're right,
into
you're right.
existence
Again, vocabulary,
because I
yeah.
cannot wait to see
Yeah.
this come into fruition, because to know that you're talking about it in the beginner stages
Right.
as of right now, and obviously
Technically,
you're trying.
Right.
but
Yeah, no,
you're-
that's a fact.
you know what I mean?
You're
You're
right.
doing it.
I do have to
You're
get.
taking the steps.
I just had a session with my therapist on Monday, and we talked about that, like making sure that we use active language.
Yeah, and it's just being conscious of it. It's
Right.
like, you know, it's no
Practice.
harm, no foul.
I'll get it.
You
I'll
will?
get it,
'Cause I'll make
now-
sure of it.
and
Yeah.
I have a note
On your ass, you
Right.
know?
Oh, that's as
because
it
it's
should
just
be.
like, you know, like manifestation and just when you think words become things, like it's really real. You know what I mean? And I don't know, not even necessarily have to be on a spiritual level,
Right,
but it's just
for
like
sure.
speaking things into existence. I think that's real.
No, that's a fact.
Yeah.
That's definitely a fact. But yeah, so that's kind of what we're working on right now, and just as far as adults, you know, I haven't posted yet that we're going to be renting out the studio more.
Okay.
Because it's just I'm so busy, and I want to
Yeah.
make sure I have the time.
That's
but
fair.
I'm working with like 5 clients right now. I just don't really promote it yet. These are people that just been referred to me.
Right.
Like that.
And I think that's good though, because to know that word of mouth is still very prominent. You know what I mean? Because I think it gets a little scary when you start putting it on social media because it becomes a commitment.
Yeah.
So if you got those clients that you just talking to, it's just like, okay, we can lock in for sure. You got my number, all that.
Right.
But then the DM starts sweating and people want to know. And sometimes people will just want to inquire.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Because, people have to realize that those inquiries count. Because it's good for follow-up.
It's interest.
It's good for follow-up.
But that's like I was telling Mo before we turned the cameras on. It's when it comes to podcasting, I build mine like a business, right? So every show that I do, and I have like 15 different shows that I haven't started shooting yet, but like I said, with Meal and N8, we're doing a show together, but I build them all like businesses. So I have a mission statement, I have values, I have target audience. Like I literally structure it just like I structure my for-profit business.
Yeah.
And I feel like the reason for that is because, like you said earlier, it's not just turning on the camera and talking about current events and shit. It's like, okay, what am I getting out of this? Like, what's gonna make me stop and watch you? You know what I mean? Like, what makes me want to do that?
Or even listen to you.
Right.
Are you on audio by chance?
I have it uploaded. I just haven't made it live yet.
Oh,
only because I'm trying to get my subscribers to 1,200. I'm almost there.
Okay.
First it was 1,000. I was like, let me get to 1,500. But now it's like, okay, I want to, by the fourth quarter, I'm going to have it all on all DSPs.
And
like live, yeah.
Okay,
for sure.
that's dope, yeah. Because I like audios where I can just listen to it as well sometimes. Because I be into the visuals, but I be mostly listening to podcasts while I'm still doing something.
I don't think I watch any podcast. It's all, I just have my AirPod in and it might be playing.
Right.
It might be a video, but I'm not watching it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But I'm also working on building my team.
Okay.
So it's like, because again, being a one-man army was cool while it lasted, but the more I'm growing, I need help. I used to be a superhero, but
not no more.
Speaking of teams, though, I know we talked about that last time with you. Have you been building your team?
I have, and I'm actually really excited. So I now have a publicist, and I have a wardrobe stylist who is my image consultant and creative director.
Wow, that's fun.
So that's helped a lot. Like I said, as far as like music, it's always been hard for me to like be passionately into music, and I've never really had success on dropping a record, or I guess I could say like rolling out a record. So my upcoming record, Gross, you heard it here first. It's going to be dropping. I have like a full rollout for it. So we recently just started the rollout for it to drop on the 28th. So my team put it together, and I think, it's important to have a team, and I think...
Oh, I saw a picture you posted. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Did you know that...
The caption said... No, wait, don't tell me. It said gross in it, I know.
It did.
I remember, okay.
Mm-hmm. It said, I'm really a nasty bitch. Gross, actually. And that was actually one of my tweets.
Okay.
Yeah,
Is that so? Let's talk about the song a little bit. Obviously, it's called Gross. The caption says something about being a nasty bitch.
Justin.
How did this song come about?
The song came about. I was actually in a studio in LA, and I ended up just kind of like punching it in. Talking about the record, it turned out to be.
What you mean punching it in?
Oh, when you do punch-ins, it's basically like you don't write it. You just kind of write it in the booth, but you lay line for line.
Gotcha.
Pedro actually taught me that. I never used to punch in my music. I used to just write my shit, but now it's kind of easier because it's like fresh off the dome and you kind of can see what it is. So came about at a studio in LA. I recorded this like 2 years ago.
This song?
Yeah, I recorded the song probably like 2 years ago. Wow. I recorded about 2 years ago. Some things did end up happening, like as far as like with the producer and stuff like that. So I had to end up get the beat remade and stuff. So it's a totally new production, which is probably a little bit more updated now. It's a whole new record, and I'm excited about it because sometimes you can listen to a record and fuck with it, but if it feel old to you, it's kind of hard to push it. So now it just feels like a whole new record. Yeah. And my image consultant, she actually kind of like A&R and produced the record because she was telling me like, I think it's Trueville. Where they got the bed squeaks and stuff. So she told me to put that in. It's funny as hell because it's now a trending sound on TikTok.
Right.
And I was like, it's funny because we had already like thought about it or whatever. So, it's just like I was in like my freak girl era, like probably like 2019, 2020. Like it was real raunchy. You know what I'm saying? Real raunchy.
We was talking about that on the last.
Yeah. And the influence. You know what I'm saying? The motherfucking influence. And I was looking back at some tweets and some posts and my challenges, and I was like, damn, I really had the freak shit on lock. Like, for sure. So that's just kind of what it is. And just
So you
being
getting back
empowering.
into that bag?
Yeah. Because I just do it so well. It's just so easy. And a lot of people cannot do nasty records and make it sound like tasteful. It get cringy real fast from women and men. And I don't really know why. But I think some stuff sound like, for men, it might sound a little too perverted. And then from women, it just sound like a little dumb and unbelievable. Like, not every woman can rap raunchy and make it only like sound believable, and you kind of gotta have a look. You know, with some people that's just like,
That's important.
not like that, but like that. Like, it don't look edible. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you be getting ate, and there's some nasty niggas out there, I'm sure, but it's just like it don't be looking edible. So, you know, yeah. So I'm excited.
So do we got a project coming? Or am I asking for too much already?
Allegedly.
Okay.
That's what the team said. They said I got a project coming, so we gonna do a little freak tape. So I'm thinking we gonna do like a mixtape, triple X tape. You know what I'm saying, with the raunchy music, and I'm gonna try to get like some guys on it. And I'm not really sure who out here do freaky records. We gonna see about it.
I wouldn't know.
You don't be that tuned into the music?
Hell no.
The music scene?
No.
Why is that? Are you into music though?
Yeah.
Yeah, you be having the little debates and shit.
No, I'm into music for sure, but I don't really listen to rap no more like that.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
so
fair.
I listen to a lot of R&B, but I like underground R&B though. Like I like the R&B that nobody else would listen to.
That's dope.
So all my friends that I'm hella close with, they send me shit, I send them shit. So they know that I like toxic R&B, like
Damn, Bryson Tiller.
Yeah, I like Bryson. So yeah, I'm not, and then it's just like, I don't know, the Bay Area music scene is just, or I should say the Oakland music scene is just so, it's just weird to me, man.
Why do you think so? Do you think it's like they're missing something? Are they missing a point? Or
I don't want to say that because just out of respect, I'm not in that lane enough to kind of, you know, I don't really focus on it enough. And just in my opinion, there's not enough camaraderie. And it's
I
like,
can agree with that.
And when there is, I see through it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really attract
resonate
me.
with you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it doesn't
yeah.
attract me.
That's
It's like,
fair.
okay, I'm only gonna do this song. Like, I'll do this song with you now because you got a little buzz. But
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Otherwise,
did it
I
with
wouldn't
you,
have done
or
it.
shit like that. Or it's like, it's just a lot of weirdo shit. And I'm
Yeah.
sure that's all over, but it's different when I know a lot of
When
the
you
artists.
can see it. And I think that's kind of what it is. Like, you can't really piggyback it because it's just like you can't support.
And don't get me wrong, like my friends, I listen to all they shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
no, for sure.
But
We talking like overall.
yeah,
like
nah,
as a general.
I'm so out the loop with just rap. Period.
Yeah.
Ever since Mo3 died, man, it just did something to me with rap.
Yeah.
That was like, I really was a big fan of him, and
It's
I
like
caught
the
him
last
early.
one. Yeah, same.
Like
same.
Mill will tell you, when I was talking about us doing our podcast, I used to play him all the time, and
Damn.
before Mill didn't even know who he was, and I stumbled across him getting interviewed. Somebody was interviewing him,
Wow.
and I'm like, I saw Yellow Beezy saying he got shot on Breakfast Club,
Yeah.
and then I saw that YouTube was saying this is the nigga who shot him.
So you went.
So that's what made me go watch him, and then I listened to him speak, and I'm like, oh shit! And then I heard
Yeah.
his songs, and he
Crazy.
sing and rap, and
Crazy.
I'm like, oh, that's
No, yeah, I
that's
fell
my
in love
bag
with
right
Mo3.
there.
I fell in love with
You
Mo3.
feel me?
That
So
was
when he
dope.
died,
Yeah.
it was just like, and then like a lot of these niggas like, and I want to ask you this actually. This is a good segue. The music industry is so microwave right now, right? And it's like records. Nobody's selling records.
Yeah.
The sales are at an all-time low. Like, what makes you want to do music knowing that? Because it almost seems like all the artists are trying to use music as a pogo stick into something else.
Right.
You know what I mean? So what makes you want to stay into the music or jump back in? I don't know, not to say you ever left, but like
Right,
kind of
right.
jump back in full-fledged at this moment.
Honestly, I feel like it's like I know that I have the talent and I have the substance. You know what I mean? And I stand for something so much bigger than that. And like I said, like I stand for a community. And I know that music is going to be my segue into it. You know what I mean? And I think for other artists, it's just a matter of playing the game. You know what I mean? And that's something that you have to think about. And you have to, like you said, finding those different avenues of income. You know what I'm saying? Because I know, like, with my name and my knowledge now, I could drop out of the music and build up whatever else it
Right.
is that I want to do. But I think it will make sense to piggyback off of the platform that I already have and then, you know, just let it go or just do features. Because I said, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do the community stuff. Then I'm going to get a daycare. It's going to be Auntie Allie, and they just going to have to pay me for exclusive features. That's it. You know, that's really like my game plan. You know what I'm saying? But I think some artists are actually really passionate about the music. So I can't answer for them, but I think they just in love with the game. And it's not always rewarding. I never knew that music was this expensive. Like, I until I did this damn rollout, I never realized it because I never really had to invest in the music. I've always just invested in myself in the sense of like, you know, just branding and just stepping in those different avenues and introducing it, because the Bay Area is missing a lot of branding, a lot of resources. So being a resource, you know, it's either people come to you for that knowledge, pay you for that knowledge, or, you know, those type of things, you feel me? But I think it's hard out here because we're starving artists as an overall. So trying to build a community is hard because it's just like everybody's looking at this one pie. So it's just like, once you get a slice of that pie, it's just like, nigga, I've been hungry for so long, I don't want to lose this slice of this pie. They don't think like, okay, nigga, now we're all together, we can bake a bigger pie. You know what I'm saying? So I understand it because they only see that slice.
But no, that's actually a good point though. That's a good point. And like you said, you've never really it's more to it for you, so that makes sense.
Yeah, it's always been like a bigger picture, you know, because at the end of the day, I never wanted to do it. I kind of just got viraled into it. You know what I'm saying? And it was like my first cosign was Mr. Fab, so it was like after him it was Mozzie, and this was the year when Mozzie 2016, 2017, that was his year. So it was like I just got forced into it a little bit, and it just became like, you know, obviously something to do, like an outlet or whatever, was a way to express at that time. But I've never been passionate about it. I'm just more passionate about the community and building, growing, and just doing different shit. Like I watch Miss Diddy a lot, and she talks about how she started off as like a promoter, and she was helping I think like Russell Simmons do I don't remember the name of it, if it was All Def Comedy or something like that, you know, and to see where she's at now, you know what I mean? She got like top clients that she helps build, and you know what I'm saying? And I think that's just dope. So that's somebody that I'd be looking at like, that's where I want to be, you know what I'm saying? And just branch out.
So you kind of touched on it a little bit, but how do you feel about the music scene out here right now? You think we thriving right now, or?
I think,
and you can say as much as you want. I know this is like a touchy subject for everybody. I
think the Bay Area has to learn business opposed to feelings.
Hold on. I'm sorry. Say that one more time with the round of applause going.
Yeah, so I think as Bay Area artists, they have to understand business. Right. And I think a lot of artists are missing the business. So like when you're in LA, like you said, back in 2014, you were, I don't know if you were introduced to podcasting back in LA, but we're a lot slower sometimes. So in some capacities, they already have an infrastructure. They already have foundation. They already have resources. They already have labels coming out of their cities, out of their states, and people who are already doing the A&R thing, the people who understand it. Where when it's here, a lot of people are just getting their feet wet or are only, you know, in that close-knit of people that they have. So what happens is, let's say I start popping, right? And somebody that has never acknowledged me before starts acknowledging me. And I go, well, you wasn't when I was down. Why not just embrace it? Well, you here now, what we on.
Exactly.
What we doing. Because at the end of the day, like I said, we're looking at this one pie. So it's really hard to get behind something when you kind of focus on your pie. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So it's like not necessarily right or wrong. It could be done better. But everybody's kind of scared because you got to understand. People who are doing the research understand that there's so much money that goes into music and into artists. And artists are the most egotistical motherfuckers that you're going to come across. They head is in the motherfucking sky. They nose is snobby as hell. And they become hard to work with. And it's just like, y'all the least paid. You know, like that's just the truth. Artists are the least paid a lot of times because they don't understand the business. They don't understand negotiating contracts. They don't understand leveraging. They don't understand the business. And now you and your feelings, and you're missing out on your blessings and your opportunities.
And I feel like even to take it a step further, a lot of even our businesses out here, they don't even understand business. Like there's so many people with brands and businesses that do, you know, they offer services, they offer goods and all these things. And then when I have a conversation with them and I'm asking them like basic business questions, and they're just like, huh?
They don't do the market research.
And I'm like, bro, like, when it comes to people in their businesses, I tell them all the time, it's like, bro, there's so much that you can be taking advantage of if you just go file for an LLC. Like you can use the bank's money to fund your business. You don't have to use your profit.
And you don't.
There's so many little gems to just stuff like that, or having a business structure, just a bunch of shit, that they don't that they don't even that they don't have. So it's just like I never really how you doing? I never really understood that. It's like, how do you run a business and you don't have no type of structure? It's just, I got these hoodies or I got this thing, let me go sell it.
Because it's copy and paste.
That's just
and
bad.
they're copying somebody else and trying to paste their formula. Right. And it's just like, that's just like in school. You might add way different than I do. You might add on your fingers.
Right.
And I'm trying to add on my fingers and now I'm confused. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like people have to look at the industry that they want to be in and research it. Because if you have to go to school for what they're going to have you do, you're going to be studying.
Facts.
You're going to have to take notes. You're going to have to do the work and do the research.
But you just said the key point right there. People don't want to do that work.
They don't understand that it's not easy. The blueprint might be easy to read, but to actually implement it and do the work is really hard. And like I said, like the business is missing from here. And that's why I try to do my due diligence as far as being a resource and, just talking to people about it and offering consulting and things like that, because you'll be surprised. Like even some shows that I'm invited to be a part of, I'm kind of asking about the logistics, asking about, even as far as like the theme of the party. And it's like I'm talking to promoters and they don't know. I'm talking to promoters about sponsorships and vendors and different packages that they can offer and, models or just whatever. And they're lost. And it's just like, for me, I'm coming in as the talent, more than likely, right? They're hiring me to be the talent, but it's not going to be worth me being the event coordinator, the event planner, the logistics analyst. Like, I'm not doing all of that work for an artist price. You know what I mean? Like, but because I want to protect my brand, it's either, okay, I'm going to do a little bit more work to assist you and feel underpaid, or I'm just not going to do it and I'm going to put on my own events and show you guys how it's supposed to be done. Because you'll be surprised, like, promoters don't even know what they're doing. And that's why they shortchange their talent, their host, and this is why, even now, and this is no shade to those who are throwing parties and things like that, but that's another reason why people don't understand the Bay Area is being low budget. You want me to host? I don't have a table. I don't have a bottle. I don't have an escort. I don't have nothing but my name on a flyer. But we're living in a clout generation to where I'm not doing that. Right. I'm not coming out for that unless it makes sense. Whereas you have people who are willing to do that just to say, I'm hosting this party. It's going to be popping. It was lit there. You spent all your funds. You just got paid this Friday. You spent it Saturday going to host and you didn't get paid, which is like, for the promoter, it's good because they're not coming out of their pocket. But it's hurting you as well because you have these people on your flyer who aren't generating you any more money. Because, okay, you can have a host there that is a model or influencer or a TikToker. Okay, you're my host, but you need to TikTok this party. You get what I'm saying? You have somebody who's in the fucking NFL. Okay, you're the host. All I need you to do is get on the mic, say this, whoop, whoop. That TikToker gonna get that post. You know what I'm saying? So make it make sense. And it's just like, those small details matter. They matter. And I think we just be doing some low budget shit. And I think it's a difference in a hustler and a hustler. You get what I'm saying? Because you have people who hustle people. That's a small time hustler. And you have people that really go grind and go get it. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like sometimes you end up out hustling yourself.
And I think most of the people who become successful in whatever field, most of them move away. And that's why I got so much respect for Fab, because he always stayed here.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I always see him reaching out. He's such a personable person. When you see him out, he's gonna shake your hand. Shit, when I was in high school, he came to my games and shit.
See?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that was kind of the place to be at that moment. But it's just like, and again, that's what you're saying is kind of what I feel too. It's like I want to be that resource I didn't have when I was looking out. When I was like, I want to be I study everything. So anything that I know, and I'm gonna share that game with whoever. Yeah. You feel me? Not everybody thinks like that, but I feel like we. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I feel like we need more people like that. That's gonna make us greater.
And I think what I was saying is, you know how you mentioned Mr. Fab being personable, being a little bit more accessible, and being that resource, and wanting to be that as well. And I think it's important to have a balance with that, because sometimes you can get localized and people, they're upset when you're no longer accessible. When it gets a little harder to become exclusive when you've already been so accessible. And people have that access to you, they think it's for a lifetime. And I think, like I said, I think you need to have that balance because you want to be that resource that you didn't have. You want to be that person that somebody can rely and depend on, but you also have to protect yourself as well.
Yeah, to a degree, but see, my mission is, I feel like my mission is so much greater than just myself. I don't even plan on reaping the benefits.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So as long as I can be an old man and have people say, hey, I came from the Justin tree, whether I'm still involved or not.
That's
I don't
fair.
care if you learn directly from me or from somebody I taught. So it's like I'm such a low maintenance person.
Yeah.
Like I don't really care about the
Yeah.
glitz and the glamour. I just want the information out there because I know with the information out there that becomes more opportunity. And I know there's more people like me out here. I know it. You feel me?
Yeah.
But it's just they don't have the opportunity. They don't have the wheel. It's a bunch
Yeah.
of little small things they don't have. So as long as I can just present like, hey, yeah, it's gonna take some work, but if you really want that shit, you'll do it.
You're going to go get it. No, I think that's fair.
So that's kind of my approach to it.
But I'm getting exclusive on your house, so don't. Nah,
Ain't nothing wrong. You need that though.
I think it just depends. It depends on in what capacity. You know what I mean? I think it just has to be a balance of it because sometimes it's hard to elevate. I've learned.
I feel like as long as that's what you want to do it. Because the moment you don't is when you fuck up.
That's
in my
fair.
opinion. So it's like
Yeah.
if you if you really felt like that, but because of how it looked to people, you would try to take my approach.
Right,
You wouldn't be
right.
happy within yourself. So now you're not even putting your best version forward.
Right,
You see what I'm
right.
saying?
Yeah.
So I just feel like I don't take shit personal.
Yeah.
So it's like when, like, again, you said it earlier. When I first started my podcast, I would reach out to people. They would leave me on red. They would do this. They would do that. They would say, some kind of excuse, and I never took it personal. Now they hit me. Come on,
Right.
I'm not gonna let your actions change who I am internally.
And I think it's just like it depends on where you are because
Facts.
you have to look at yourself and be accountable as well. Like when you first started, were you who you are now? And it doesn't mean that they had to see the potential in you or they didn't. But sometimes it's just like the branding. Let's say you're a clothing line and your first drop, you're like, nobody supported me.
Right.
What the fuck? Whoop, whoop. And now they want my shit. It's just like, yeah, your brand has probably elevated or it's probably gotten better. It's probably a lot, better than what it was when you were first reaching out. And
Right.
sometimes we have to account for the fact like, okay, I wasn't ready then, or it wasn't the timing, because I feel like timing is divine also. So again, it's just like, okay, if you here now, that means it's a full circle moment. Because like even with me with Too Short, like I got took off a Too Short record. You feel me? And I was just like, me? I ain't never got took off no record. You know what I'm saying? I doubled back and I ended up with a record with Too Short. You know what I'm saying? So had I been, one of them, took it personal, got online, maybe bashed them or just said whatever, who knows like what that would have been in turn for me. So I think it's just like you having those full circle moments.
And then I always use it as motivation.
Yeah,
because it's
for
like,
sure.
of course, I just look at it like this: if you don't know now, you will.
You
feel
gonna
me?
fuck around and find out.
And I hope that don't sound arrogant, but for real,
It
though,
should.
it's
You
like,
got a little arrogance to you, and that's
oh,
okay.
for sure. Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me?
What? Hell yeah! Especially when I'm by myself.
Why he love it?
Cause it took me a long time to get to this point. Shit.
As you should.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think it's important because if you don't believe in who and
Right, facts.
how you gonna convince somebody else to? Not that you trying to convince them, but it's all a market. It's all a game.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? So,
This was dope, man. So what else is Allie up to? Before we close this out.
Yeah. I'm just focusing on the music. Like I said, I got the record Gross coming out, and I actually did something that I think is really innovative. Obviously, I don't know if nobody has done it. Probably not here. But the record, I actually dropped the video on OnlyFans.
So wait, you dropped what on OnlyFans?
The video, the teaser, everything. So basically, my rollout was
Wait, so the video shot?
OnlyFans. The video, everything is done.
Really?
We just got to upload. The song is uploaded. It's just going to drop on the 28th. So basically what we did is it's Gross. I had an OnlyFans back then.
Right.
Had that motherfucker jumping. So I had the idea like 2 years ago to actually start dropping videos and stuff on OnlyFans and just to really take it on. So I'm like, fuck it, why not? Let me do a direct-to-consumer kind of ordeal.
That's dope.
Drop the video, see how many subscribers I can get, on OnlyFans, and then just use that as another marketing tool. So now it's just like the more content that I do, I'll do like my behind the scenes and stuff like that on OnlyFans, and just whatever content I decide to post on there. So I'll get people from Twitter who want the nasty shit, who want customized foot videos and all the shit like that. And then I get my music fans, the ones that want to be a part of the cartel and they want to get the exclusive content before it drops, or content that'll never actually touch the feed. Like, this is literally content for y'all.
So is the OnlyFans video and the YouTube video is the same video?
Nope.
Oh, wow.
They're gonna be different. If you got the OnlyFans video, then that's exclusive for you.
That's
and then
dope.
if you subscribe to the YouTube, because it's like YouTube is free,
Right,
OnlyFans
facts.
you got to pay for.
Facts.
So I'll give y'all the behind the scenes on YouTube because that's the market for YouTube. Feel what I'm saying?
That's smart. That's
So
dope.
yeah, just some new marketing shit.
I fuck
just
with that.
trying to see
That's
what it
crazy
is.
you didn't mention that earlier when we was talking about girls.
I mean, because we be
Whatever.
talking about all this different type of
Whatever.
stuff, Justin. I'm just
Whatever.
saying. Didn't want to give him everything.
Why not? That's fire though. I like that idea. That's
yeah,
dope.
I think
That's
it's
dope.
pretty dope. I'm excited. The people excited, they fucking with it. So I'm just trying to see where it's gonna go, and then the video might drop like later, afterwards on another platform. But right now, we just gonna keep it on OnlyFans, see what it do, and then if we decide to.
So you gonna
upload
drop
it.
the song on DSPs though?
Yeah, the song will be on all DSPs, and we got like a whole rollout for like TikTok, YouTube, all the shit that will
That's dope.
kind of roll it out on. So I'm excited. This the first one. This shit is expensive.
Well,
I know shit was this expensive.
tell me about it, man. Everything is expensive these days. Even eating some fucking
Everything. That's why I be stealing, because everything is
food. You
expensive.
be stealing, bro.
You know I'm fucking corporation down to
Imagine
the
Ali
ground.
Cocaine on the news for stealing, bro. You can't.
Now,
be
why would
doing
he manifest some shit like that? Then I told him that his tongue was powerful.
I'm just saying, you need to stop doing that shit. That's
Why
the
would I
fucking problem.
stop?
I said that so you could stop.
I ain't gonna
Nigga.
stop.
The fuck?
Fuck these people. They're corporations now. I'm trying to be one. You know what
feel
I'm
you.
saying? Don't steal from me. But fuck them people. I'm
I
gonna
ain't mad.
forever steal. I'll
I'm
be
so
stealing
scared
with
to
food
steal.
stamps.
I ain't never stole nothing in my life.
Pussy. Want me to teach you?
No.
No.
Oh, I'm cool. One time I stole a candy bar from 7-Eleven and I was like in the 3rd grade. I took that shit back. I swear to God.
Oh my God, you so cute.
Yeah.
Oh.
I felt like a sucker, man, but I just can't steal, man. I believe in karma so much. But anyway, let's get off that.
I feel like I'm getting restitution and reparations.
I ain't mad at that.
That's it.
I call that justification, but whatever.
Because it got Justin in it. You arrogant fuck.
All right, man. Well, I guess that's a wrap, man.
It's a motherfucking
Whenever you
rap.
put the project out, you got to come back.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, for sure.
Definitely. I got to be like the first third rounder. You had anybody on here 3 times?
No.
I got to break that record. Don't invite nobody back.
All right, but it's only been you and Shell so far.
Oh, that my girl.
Yeah.
Maybe we can do it.
I think Mill's
One
coming back
together.
on next week.
Okay.
Mill might be, Mill coming back next week.
Well, y'all got a whole show.
Yeah. That's what we coming to talk about.
Nah, yeah. It was good. This was
But this
good.
was dope though. So yeah, Ali will be a reoccurring guest. Be looking out for her podcast. What other lies can I make up? No, I'm just playing. The new song "Gross" is coming out. This will be out before. We're gonna drop this Thursday actually, so the day before the song comes out.
Yeah,
I'll
so
put this
y'all
out.
know. This is exclusive.
I gotta rush edit this so you know that you're a special person to me. I just want you to know that.
You're special to me.
Because
too.
I'm putting this out.
You
I'm
see
a-
how I come and lay down the motherfucking law? That's why it's important to build relationships. Y'all ain't getting it how I'm getting it. Y'all ain't doing what I'm doing. Justin rushing for somebody, please.
That's a fact.
I'm special. That's it. I fuck with that.
All right, let's
appreciate you.
let's use a round of applause.
Give it up, give it up, give it up, give it up.
I appreciate you, man. Good luck with
Likewise.
everything.
Same to
I'm
you. I'm
excited.
excited.
Can I hear a little bit of the song? We don't have to play it on here though, but I just want to hear a little bit. Is it crazy? Is it like hella nasty?
Just play on the hook, Wookie.
Nah, we out of here, y'all. Peace.